Okay, I'll leave this on to nothing.
Yeah, I've started stream. Okay, so we're live. Welcome to the inaugural race of the 2023 Season 1 TWR iSprint Championship. I am your host, Pedro Barbosa, and with me I have Earl. Hello, Earl.
Hey, mate. How are we?
We are very good and very excited for the new season. We currently have a spinning car.
Nice.
So we're starting all right. And we are going to go right now to qualifying. So the first qualifying of the season, it's underway and very exciting. Um, and still no one on track? Yes, we have someone on track, unless I have messed up.
No, they are starting to filter out.
Yeah, this might not be the best coverage of qualifying. Maybe because I don't have anyone. So I must mess up somewhere. Oh, I have. So we're
There's a
on
big
board.
stream coming out.
So we are currently on board with Mr. Jay Becker in the hypercar, the new BMW M Hybrid V8 that made its debut at Daytona last week, in real life, and where it's, let's be honest, didn't go very well for them. But yeah, here in iRacing, it's going to win for sure. It's going to win. So we have a few of them actually, and it's open qualifying. This championship we do with all cars on track, all classes mixed up. We have no LMP2s, but we have currently on track 4 hypercars, and the rest are all GT3s. So it's going to be exciting this first round to see where everyone ranks up in the running order. Very busy straight with all the GT3s going on. It's going to be a very nice T1.
Yeah, as usual, everyone rushes out to be first out. Wait 30 seconds and then have the track to yourself.
Yeah, quite. True. So let's go on board with Mr. Antonio Reis, because actually Mr. Antonio Reis, who is not on track, yes he is. Antonio Reis on track, just the wrong car showed up. Just the wrong car showing up, and we're doing this because we have a thing that we do. We have onboards. So we have Mr. Antonio driving very well, a very nice driver. Yeah, he's quite fast. And doing a lap, he's going to start his lap around Monza, because this is not his. Yes, he is driving already. He's doing his lap already. So I don't know. Maybe they're doing more than one. They're probably doing more than one try, because this is fixed setup and fixed starting fuel. So we might have a second lap from him. Let's keep on board with him to see a magnificent lap around this magnificent track. how it is driving around Monza, Earl? You've been privileged enough to do it in real life.
Yeah, I have been lucky enough to get around there before. It's very good. It's obviously super fast. So you build in speed, whereas the first just gone through first corner. So you're building up speed nice and gently through here. And then you get into the technical section, the chicanes and the lesmos. And it's quite a deceptive, it's an easy but difficult track. It's so easy just to brake a little bit too late and lose your speed. And with so many long straights, so much full throttle, slightly slower out of the corner made such a big difference here in pace.
Yeah, it's one of those. It doesn't have many corners. There's a few chicanes, and of course, for chicanes, you want to turn in as fast. You want to turn the car as fast as you can, so that you can accelerate the sooner that you can from the corner, and try and get more speed down the straights. So yeah, I've heard some people complaining about that they don't like Monza, but it's, in my book, it's quite fun, a quite fun track to drive around.
Yeah, I like it. It's not it's not for everyone because, like I say, it fools you into thinking it's an easy track because there's only 8 corners really. But like you say, getting on the power out of the corners with such long straights really makes a difference here. As you well know, if you can get off the brakes quarter of a second earlier, carry a couple more K through the apex and get on the throttle half a meter earlier, that can be 3/4 of a second in lap time. So trying to get that, put that all together over a lap is where the difficulty comes in.
Yeah, and the mix between the hypercars and the GT3s is quite interesting right now. We have Jay Becker setting the pace in the hypercar class with a 1:33.6, and that's very far away from Dean Quayle, whose best lap time is a 1:34.9. So we have quite a spread, it seems, at least in qualifying trim for the LMDHs. More interesting is the GT3 class, which right now has José Fonseca, who has just pitted, and he is half a second faster than Daniel Silva. But some of these guys might be just starting to do their laps and getting stuck with and getting used to the setup, to this fixed setup that we have here on this series.
Yeah, I think the fixed setup, I know a lot of people don't like it because they want to spend the time tuning it to suit them perfectly. But on the flip side, you have guys that don't have time and like the leveling of the playing field by fixed setup. Just you can get in it and go. You don't have to put that much time in. But they're not exactly off the pace on a fixed setup.
Oh no, completely not off the pace. And we have actually, I'm going to be a little bit biased, but
a good driver can put a fixed setup as fast as someone on a open setup.
Yeah, with a fixed setup, the easier, the faster that you get used to the setup, the better. And those drivers that are most, let's say, in tune with their skills and just driving, not thinking too much about what they're doing, probably will do better in these kinds of conditions, and not having let's say, the time with the setup to tune it to their needs, let's say.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. This is just going to be get in and go and have fun.
Have fun, and that's
which is what this series is all about. It's a chance for people to drive, well, choose a car they don't normally drive the LMDH, which they wouldn't normally drive, especially not in a ranked event, and come out, learn, have some fun, and get a bit more experience.
Yeah, completely. And we now know that I'm very early into my broadcasting career because I totally forgot about the camera on. So yeah, let's go on board with the other driver that we have a camera. We currently only have, we have more drivers. We have now 3 drivers with cameras.
And that's qualifying finished.
Yeah, qualifying finished.
So
few drivers putting on their last laps. The iRacing does allow for just a little bit of a gap to do one more lap, let's say. So yeah, that was quite, let's say, entertaining, and it actually taught us a little bit more about this group of drivers that most of them are new drivers to the TWR the championship. So my overlay seemed to not want to respond very quickly. Something that shall be fixed for the next iterations of our championships. So let's go to where we know we can go, which is, my session still says there is 1 minute left, but that might be because I'm sorry guys, it's a open session, so open qualifying, so you actually got 2 more minutes to finish your lap if you're currently on a timed lap. So that's what was going on. We have most of the drivers already in the pits. We might have a couple pitting right now, but most of them are already off. We might have the last running driver in Nuno Souza from TWR. Yeah, we have a race team too, and yes, we have drivers driving in our championship. He still hasn't done a timed lap. He's one of 4 drivers that haven't done a timed lap. Nuno Souza, Sergio Duarte, Isaac Gonzalez, and Tiago Rodrigues are the only drivers that didn't do a lap, and actually didn't really do a lap. So we're now gridding for the first for the first round of the TWR iSprint championship, and we start with the 4 hypercars running, which are Jay Becker with a 133.6, then Dean Quayle with a 134.5, Mika Hakala with a 135.1, and Scott William with a 135.6. Then we have the GT3s with José Fonseca, 147.5. Then in second place, Ivan Amaro. Then in third place, João Barbosa. Nelson Simões in fourth place. So we have a good result for João, my brother. Then we have, after them, we actually have, if it shows, Bruno Carreira, then Daniel Silva in 6th, Marco Vilela in 7th, 8th, Ricardo Machado, 9th, Arturo Oleiro, 10th, António Reis, 11th, Milisson, 12th, Hugo Mesquita, Then in 13th we have Nuno Ricardo, 14th Ricardo Santos, 15th Bruno Albino, 16th Isaac Gonzalez, 17th Nuno Souza, 18th Tiago Rodrigues, and 19th Sergio Duarte. And that's our running order for this first round of the TWR iSprint series. So yeah, cars are all ready to go, and
now we get to see if our worries of having our first round at Monza and the history of Monza T1 comes to fruition.
Oh yeah, definitely. You know it's going to happen. So we go now. We're pacing. We're under the pace car. The GT3 cars leave a nice gap to the LMDHs, which we're joining right now to see how it goes in the first straight and corner, to see if there's any major events there.
We'd like to think that with 4 LMDH, they should be able to sort themselves sensibly through T1.
Yeah, let's hope. Let's hope that that's the case. So we're going on. Remember, the pace car will come into the pits, and then the leader will basically dictate the pace for the start. So we're going to start the first round. The pace car is off, and we have
He's holding to the last minute.
He's holding.
And they're
And
off.
there he goes.
Here we go.
They're off. That's the start.
Good start from Becker.
Yeah, he waited until he did a Bottas and started until the last time. And T1 was unimpressive in the
Right, let's see what the
LMDH.
GT3s.
Yeah. Taking a bit of time, already clicked. And it seems to be, honestly, it seems to be quite civilized.
Oh, no,
there's one. So we have I actually don't have session events. That's a bit disappointing. That's a bit disappointing. So we are having some technical difficulties right now with our software. I'm going to restart this. I'm going to apologize for
a few teething problems with some new software.
Yeah, software doesn't want to be good for us. It's quite laggy right now, so I am actually not. Oh, we have a crash! A GT3, a big pileup! A big pileup out of the Ascari.
With the LMDH as well.
Yeah, LMDH was just stopped, and oh, that's too bad.
That's not good.
Oh, and more crashes. Yeah. More and more crashes. I'm still trying to sort this out. Yeah, I have it back, so let's see what happened actually. I now have control, and oh, there's so much events, so many events that I can't actually click in any of them.
It was the LMDH of Scott Williams has spun at Ascari and rolled back onto the track, and the whole GT3 field nailed him.
Yeah. Oh, and I'm sorry, but don't seem to be able to select what I want just because we have so many incidents going on, and it's as just spammed my I'm still getting incidents and I'm not able to get back just because of the huge amount of incidents that we're having. We have another crash. I'm going to try and see this one. Oh, it's once again I apologize for this happening, but it's quite new software for us, and we don't seem to be able to. There's always going to be
get
problems.
it working how we want.
Yes, and this huge pile up just spammed and continues spamming session events into my feed, and that's not helpful at all because I try to go back and see the incidents and it just keeps giving me more and more and more incidents and it still hasn't
We
stopped.
managed to make it safely through T1, and it was Ascari that proved to be the undoing.
Completely, and now we're going to spend ages just watching replays. So yeah, I seem to have control now. I seem to have control, and I think I will be able to actually watch some. No, it doesn't stop. So right now I'm going to. Oh, it's so laggy that I don't have any control over the stream right now.
Well, we'll give a rundown of what's happening. So far we have Jay Becker out in front in the LMDH with about a 5.7 second gap to Dean Quayle, and then Mika Hakala about another 5 seconds back, about a second back from Quayle. And after it's all settled down after the incident on the first lap, Nuno Ricciardo is leading GT3 in quite a close battle with Daniel Silva, Joao Barbosa, Arthur Loureiro. I will excuse my pronunciation straight away because I don't speak Portuguese. Then we have Bruno Carrera, Isaac Gonzalez, Nuno Souza, Tiago Rodriguez, Bruno Albino, Antonio Reyes, who I think was leading when the incident happened. Sergei Duarte, Marco Villa, Nelson Shimoni, and Jose Fonseca.
Our pole man.
He was leading and basically came out of Ascari to find an LMDH broadside across the track. So it was horrible luck and horrible racing incident, I think.
Yeah, it might have been. We have our overlays back online. And because I had to restart everything, so we actually might have a few messages that we can now actually watch. So we have loads of crashes, so I will try and get through those right now. So we now have incidents. So we may have crashed, Nuno Ricardo may have crashed, we have a few may have crashed, but this might not be true.
Yeah, we have Dean Quayland, the fast Finn, Mika Hakala,
our fin. Let's go
Having a good little,
scrap.
yeah.
So we're still having a few passes on track just because people are in the pit box and are
Out of
not
position.
out of position, and so we have Nelson Simers driving very, very slowly here. We're not sure what's happening with them. But he led past José Fonseca in the Ascari. We're not sure why.
Yeah, exit was going.
Yeah, it was for
You're
position.
right. He does.
So.
He's come into the pit. As there's a pit stop involved in this race, maybe he's
doing it right now,
doing an undercut and knows he can make it to the end.
Yeah, definitely. So Scott William was, and I'm going to try again. Yeah, it was off again. So Scott William was the driver that was involved in that pile-up. It was the LMDH that was involved in a pile-up. So he is 3 laps down from where he started, from the other LMDHs. But with this and now getting back on track, we have in the lead, we have Mr. Jay Becker, and he is currently almost 5 seconds away from Dean Quill, and they are actually racing for we're going to so many banked up cars, it's crazy. So I have my brother in P1 and GT3s right now. I just saw in the corner of my eye that he's leading, so he was complaining a lot, but actually Monza is always tricky to know what's going to happen just because of the of how it happens. Everything can happen in the first couple of laps, let's say, not even corners. So yeah,
to be honest, I've never seen that kind of carnage coming out of Ascari.
Yeah, we're going to actually try and review all of that, but after the race. Let's say after the race. So because of that pileup, currently, right now, and we can actually see the intervals between the drivers, the only battle on track that we have is Daniel Silva with Artur Loureiro. They are quite close, one from the other, and they are both 1 second behind João Barbosa in the Ferrari, and so we have quite a mix of GT3s, different cars, trying to go for the win. I think Daniel is much more in tune with his brakes than João, so yeah, they might be getting into a fight quite closely.
It's definitely a good three-way battle for the lead.
Even if we can say it's a 4, because 2 seconds behind them, Bruno Carreira is coming on to try and get the podium. So
yeah, if any of them slightly slip up, there'll be 4 of them there, won't it?
Yeah, just one little incident can make it much more interesting for us. Let's say, and get everything going on in a different kind of way. So yeah, last lap for Daniel Silva was a 150.5, but that might have been because they were overtaken by the hypercars, and now we
Yeah,
might be able to get
he
more
should be
towards the
back on
front.
proper, and should have a good couple of laps without any traffic.
Yeah. So we have, it's almost four-way battle. And to be honest, the Ferrari seems to be very fast in the straight line, like in real life. They always are very good at Monza, and that's proving about right because João seems to be able to get away from both the BMW and the Audi that are behind him and on the toe. Yes.
Yeah, the Ferrari definitely seems to, as it has for most of this season in iRacing, been a good all-round car at all circuits, and especially if you if you like the style that you need for driving the Ferrari, it's definitely a quick car.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. It definitely can be a very good car to basically a all-rounder. It's never a bad car. It's always a very balanced car in terms of performance. So while that's going on, João seems to be able to get a little bit away from them, maybe taking advantage of the hypercar that it's passing them. Strange that the hypercar didn't seem to be as quick on the straight. That's Scott.
Scott.
That's Scott.
Yeah, I guess he's probably either carrying damage or just being extra cautious after the first lap incident.
Yeah, it seems like that because it seemed that he could have passed Daniel into the last corner, but he took his time to get there. While Bruno Carreira is now getting a little bit more towards the back because he lost half a second.
Yeah, he's dropped off quite a bit. Yeah, Daniel's definitely keeping the pressure on. And I think Arthur is almost looks like he's hanging on a bit to them.
Yeah,
whether they've got a touch more pace than the Audi.
It might be a little bit more pace because Artur Loureiro doesn't seem to be able to get in touching distance to the car in front, Daniel. So this is a bit anticlimactic, let's say.
They've settled into their rhythm now, haven't they?
Yeah, definitely. One car that is very close to the car in front is Nelson Simões, the software seems to be a bit unresponsive, which he has passed and being passed by Ricardo Machado. They've been changing positions one with one another for quite a bit of time right now, and are battling for P4. It's P14 and P15 in class, in the GT3 class, with a LMDH just passing them. This seems like a fun battle between a Audi and a BMW, picking up some dirt on the outside, on the corner exit of that second chicane, going on through the first Lesmos and then the second one. And it seems to me that Nelson may have a little bit more pace than Ricardo.
Yeah, I think the Audis have been noted as the car of the of this build in iRacing, closely followed by the BMW. So, not surprised to see them doing well and being fairly evenly matched.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, and that was for position. Sergio Duarte was there, and he just let them past. Because it was for position, I just noticed. Yeah,
What was it?
definitely.
I did.
Yeah, he just let them pass.
Strange.
Maybe he's carrying...
Maybe
No,
he's
he's
carrying
going.
some damage. Oh, he's
Yeah,
gone
he's
to the
going.
pit.
He's gone to the
Yeah.
pit and seems to have a
He's,
bit of
he's
damage.
he's doing his pit stop and
Yeah, he has quite a bit of damage in his car. So he might be trying to maybe do a little bit of repairs, and he's going to be off and join the other guys for the fun. So yeah, we go back to the hypercars and the car of Mika Hakala. I hope I'm saying his name right, or he'll swear me. He'll swear at me. I think it's his first race in this car, so a P3 only 3 seconds from the guy in front might be a result that he's happy with. Although if you know him, you always know that he always
never
wants more.
happy.
He's never happy. Like a good Finn, he's never happy. But yeah, he's doing alright. He hasn't crashed. So yeah, it might be actually a good race for him. He has the guy in front on his sides, and our leader, Mr. Jay Becker, is in a league of his own right now. He's almost 7 seconds away from P2.
He's just turning out the laps.
Yeah,
He's just going through the motions and yeah.
consistent.
Solid performance so far. Yeah, solid performance so far.
Yeah, last lap was a 134.1 and his best lap is a 133.9. So yeah, it's actually he's been very consistent. 35.7 now because he was he had to go through a few GT3s, but everything under control as it seems so far.
I think we must be getting close to the pit windows.
Yeah, 14 out of a projected 26 laps gone, so we are a little bit more than half of the race gone. We have quite a few drivers going into the pits and getting out of the pits. One of them is our... Oh, no. I have a few drivers driving slowly. Oh, they are all exiting the pits. So we have a train of 3 cars exiting the pits.
So we should expect the next couple of laps to have guys who save fuel. Manage to eke a few laps out. And
definitely. And one of them, which was one of the drivers that was, let's say, we had high hopes for him, because he's actually a very good sim racer, is Mr. Antonio Reis. Driver which we have a live feed of him right now, so we can go inside his cockpit with him. He is currently in 7th in class, and trying to go back through the field probably. So yeah, his last lap was a Nin lap. I think, because he was 5 seconds off his best time. But yeah, was quite interesting. It's going to be quite interesting to see what happened in Ascari.
Yeah, I think the key one's going to be what happened with Scott. Did he just drop it himself and end up blocking the circuit? Did he roll onto the circuit? What? That's the key thing, because for the rest of the guys, there's nothing they could do. You're full throttle coming out of Ascari, and there's a car there. In it.
Yeah. Not an easy.
Jose Fonseca had nothing. There was nowhere to go, and being first lap and everyone knows to tail like they were. But yeah.
Yeah, it's very hard. We have quite a tightly packed GT3 grid, actually. So it might not be the easiest thing to go.
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult one to apportion blame, other than saying if Scott hadn't have spun.
Yeah, that wouldn't happen. Probably.
That's us assuming he spun and there wasn't something else go wrong. But as we all know, it's very easy through Ascari, especially with the hypercar and the prototypes, just to take a bit too much curb of the sausage curb, and that's it. It bounces you around.
Oh, well, we just see like and in good timing, we see Antonio Reis cocking up into the second chicane. He seems in good spirits about it, so it actually is in his game he seems in good spirits about it.
That's how easy it is.
Fun. Oh, definitely.
Charge complete.
And closer to the guy in front is Mr. Tiago Rodrigues, who is currently only 8/10 from Nuno Ricardo, and then Nuno Ricardo is only 4/10 to Nuno Souza. So we have a quite nice three-way battle for P5 in the GT3 class right now. All of them, Nuno has come out of the pits in the last lap, Tiago Rodrigues as well, and Nuno Ricardo had gone from the pits in the lap prior, if I'm not mistaken. So we have a good battle for P5, which is quite nice. Then from Nuno Souza to Bruno Carreira is almost 14 seconds, so their prospects of getting into a podium position seems, let's say, challenging.
Yeah.
We're on lap 17 out of 26, so less than 10 laps to go.
I've just gone back to a replay of the incident, and wow, it sort of reminds me of Spa 98 Formula 1. Just cars everywhere.
Yeah, we'll review that once the race is over, and once we might actually see it on live before when we have the interviews going on.
Yeah, I just thought I'd have a quick look and see whether there was anything untoward happening, but we also have a bit of a replay, or I'm having a replay issue where I don't see the actual incident, just him rolling back onto the circuit, so we shall see.
We shall see if my computer is a little bit more lenient. And while we were talking, we have the battle
Hypercar
for
spitting.
hypercar spitting, and we have the battle for P1 in the GT3 class, because while we were talking, Daniel Silva lost a little bit of time on the pits to João Barbosa, but now he's catch right back up to him and is currently less than 4 tenths away from him, and seems to be gaining a lot in the last laps. So we might actually see a battle for the lead this lap on or in the next one.
They've
So I have a message that Dean Quill might have crashed. Yeah, we have something going on here.
This is full position.
I was trying to see.
And I think Daniel Silva in the background is just... Oh no, there it.
Yeah, it's happening the same thing that was happening in the beginning of the session, where I am trying to see what happened and it's not allowing me because of all of the off tracks that are happening right now.
Yeah.
So this is one thing to get working better
Sort
for
the
the
software out. Yeah.
Yeah, try and see what happened. So this was Dean Quill. Yeah, I lost it on the braking zone.
Locking up the rears.
Yeah,
stereotypical hypercar. That's
completely. It's not an easy car to on the brakes, and yeah. And then Scott might have no, not crashed. He pitted. So it's showing pits as crashes. So while that, Daniel Silva has, while we were watching that, Daniel Silva has actually passed João Barbosa for the lead. And it was getting out of the parabolica into the... That's not usually where we see it happening.
He definitely seems to have more grip. I wonder whether at the pit stop, Zhao changed tyres.
Yeah.
Or did, because now you have tyre warm-up, don't you, with the new build, so you do have a bit less grip for the first lap or two until you get heat in, so...
Definitely, so that was a pass for the lead of the GT3s, but João he's hanging on there.
Got an estimated 6 laps to
go.
Which is about right, just coming up to 5 minutes left, so I think this looks to be the closest battle we have on track.
That and Mark Vilela is actually very close to José Fonseca. Let's remind that José Fonseca was actually the pole sitter for the race, and had a huge crash because he was the one first onto the scene where everything happened.
Good to see that he's in true racing style, carried on and not just rage quit. Could see he's keep pushing and
actually will be able to get some valuable points for the championship. And I'm going to change to João Barbosa because it seems to get closer. But yeah, I think this Ferrari is very good on the straights. He might have messed up the parabolica on the previous lap because he has catch right back up and might
definitely close here.
Very close. So he might have a
this
shot.
is going to be a Verstappen. All defensive from Daniel.
I think João might have been a little bit too cautious there. He seemed to give him every space in the world and just let him break and get to the line that he wanted. So he might be waiting for his turn to be a cleaner overtake, let's say, and not force it that much.
And you don't want to throw away second place this late in the race. And
Completely. It's not a very long championship, but we've seen the last iSprint championship. The last season was won by Nelson Simões, and he was one of the top 3 that didn't win any of the races, and he was able to clinch the title.
Consistency is the key.
Consistency. If you're always on the podium, you will probably have a very good opportunity of clinching the title. So that's weaving from Daniel. He's allowed to do that once under the iRacing code of conduct. So he chose his line and maintained it. Yeah, it seems that João is really trying to choose his time wisely.
And he's not going to get many efforts.
No, definitely. We're sticking with this fight because it seems to be the most exciting right now, and it's actually for the lead.
For the win, so in class.
We will go very quickly to the leader of the actual race, which is Jay Becker. It's not really a race. He's half a minute in front.
Doing a Verstappen and just disappearing off.
Yeah, completely disappearing off. And in second place actually is Mika Akala, because after Dean Quayle's mess up into T1, into breaking into T1, he actually passed him and is almost 3 seconds in front. So there's not a big story apart from the first lap incident that we had. Oh, Mika just messed up into the second chicane and actually crashed.
Commentator's curse.
Oh, definitely commentator's curse. He's going to kill me. That's not good, and he can't get out of that position, and he actually towed.
Towing.
Oh, that's heartbreaking. Definitely heartbreaking. While we have João going for the lead. He is actually into the inside of the first chicane. That's a good shot. Oh, that's
a very nice, good, respectful driving from the guys there.
Yeah, good, respectful driver. They gave space to everyone. João tried to get a better exit out of the...
And he was going to send it for sure.
Yeah. Just a little bit of weaving, but that's quite respectful from the guys. Has been a very good battle between these two. Very entertaining and respectful battle between these two. And this will be a case of who can lose as little time as they can while being overtaken by the leaders, and who was able to conserve their tires the best. Because I actually don't know how much fuel the guys had to put in the tank. So did they get a full new set of tires for free, or they only got 2 tires, let's say? I am actually not sure, because I'm not driving, so I don't concern myself with that.
I don't think. I'm not sure either.
Yeah, João was able to get in front, and yeah, that Ferrari seems to have loads of grunt or a very slippery.
I think he took tires at the pit stop, and he had cold tires, and he had to get him back up to temperature and I think Daniel's not taken tires, come out on warm tires and been able to be up to pace straight away.
That or push the tires too much while getting out of the pits. That can happen in the new iRacing tire build. If you go too quickly when you have cold tires, you can burn out your tires. That's the thing that can happen actually. Which is a thing that it's... Yeah, I actually like this new tire build a lot. I think it's brought many different strategies and ways to conserve your tires. And that was actually very visible in the Daytona 24 Hours race.
Yeah. It's definitely not a just go full 100% straight out the pits now, which is refreshing because
Very
even
refreshing.
in real life they can't do that.
Yeah. And actually you have you have two battles in GT3s. GT3s are giving us very nice battles. We have Arturo Loureiro and Bruno Carreira fighting for P3. So we have a battle for the win and a battle for the last spot on the podium. Both are in Audis, and Bruno Carreira is actually a driver. Is on an academy, and fun fact, that livery was me that I have done it because he's so new to iRacing that he wasn't sure how to put the decal, so I just did a quick livery like 5 minutes before the race and helped a little bit these new guys that we all more experienced in any platform should be a little bit helpful, at least to everyone.
Yeah, everyone starts somewhere, and
he's starting very well because he's fighting for P3. He messed up a little bit the exit of the first chicane, so that's why he dropped back a little bit. And talking about dropping back, one of us was right. Daniel Silva either didn't take tires and is now not able to keep on pace with João, or burned out his tires and was able to, and João was able to get better tires for this last. And while we talk about that, we have this is too short. We have a actually Jay Becker is on the just got the white flag and is on his last lap. A very, let's say,
I think he's
comfortable.
finished. Is he finished?
Finishing,
Yeah,
so it might be
finishing. Yeah,
he's just finished. So we saw the finish. So Jay Becker actually won. In P2 comes Dean Quayle. I don't know if Mika Akala is... Yeah, he's on track. He's just exiting Ascari. And he's going to get the last spot on the podium. And João has crashed. Was this just before? Nah, this is after. So he finished the race and then crashed after the finish. So yeah, that was probably a little bit silly, but he actually got the win. And I have many crashes now happening. We have Mark Villela, but he actually crashed on the last corner of his race. So yeah, everyone has finished right now. And I'll ask my co-presenter to send a message to the winners to see if they want to come to the broadcasting. If you could do that, it would be very helpful. So yeah, we'll do the results right now. And so after the race, we had a not very contested LM hypercar race, we had Jay Becker with the win, then Dean Quayle in second place, and then Mika Hakala rounding up the podium positions. The podium positions of the GT3s was João Barbosa, Daniel Silva, and Artur Loureiro. So we have our top 3 from each class, while Jay Becker is doing donuts on the pit straight and showing off a little bit, let's say. So we have 3 different GT3 cars rounding up our top 3. Then Artur Loureiro, Bruno, and then the rest of them, while Scott William was actually P4 in class, but way down the field, a few laps behind. So yeah, that was a very nice first race. Let's try and go back to the...
Who did we end up in P3 in the end there? In GT3?
In GT3, I can show you again. I can actually show everyone again. So in GT3 it was Artur Loureiro. So he was able to keep P3 from Bruno Carreira. He had that problem coming out of the first chicane on the second to last lap. I am now trying to see if my software will allow me to show you guys the first part of the race, but I don't seem to have it. So we won't have that, but we promise to do a replay video of the incident to make up for our software's mess up. Definitely, we have to do that. It's only right that we actually do that, and now we don't have a very nice way to show you guys what actually happened. So yeah, thank you guys for being... do we have... I was going to say goodbye to everyone, but do we have anyone?
I think everyone's left.
To come... Have Jay Becker. I don't know if we can push him. Bring him.
Well, we can bring Zhao.
João. We can actually bring João on.
I shall move it. I'll move him across now. I'll bring him in.
Hello. Hold on, what you were saying. Hello, João, and many congratulations for your win in this first round of the TWR iSprint Championship. How was your race?
It was good, I guess. I kind of fucked up sometimes because I didn't know if I had enough fuel. Like when I first did the pit stop, my what's it called? The crew chief was telling me I needed to stop again, so I just started saving fuel like crazy. But yeah.
Did you take tires?
No.
Oh.
I don't think it was worth it. Yeah. I just saw what happened on the first lap, and it was crazy.
How was your point of view on those shenanigans?
Like I was doing the curve, the two in my front weren't stopping at all, and I saw like that LMP2, he was out of the track, but when we were getting close, he was just getting in front of us. So yeah, we just crashed. I don't know what to say.
What happened?
I guess I got lucky with I don't know how they crashed, but it was outside of the track when we were doing like the zigzag curve. It was on the sand, and when we were done, like on the apex, the final apex, he was just coming backwards onto the track, and he just put himself in front of the two cars.
Yeah, we were actually having a bit of technical difficulties. We saw the car in the middle of the track, and the GT3 is plowing into him, and all sorts of mayhem just started happening. So yeah, and you were able to get out of that cleanly.
No, I got the touch.
You got a touch. Yeah, actually, the guy who was it Scott?
It was Scott, yeah.
It was Scott. He has apologized for the lap one incident, and yeah, it can happen. These cars are tricky, but yeah, too
Oh, no,
bad
it was
for.
good for me. They got rid of the fastest cars for me.
Yeah, so that's very nice. He got the win on the first race of the year for the TWR Championship. So yeah, congratulations and thank you for being here with us, and good luck for the rest of the championship.
Thank you.
So yeah, we had let's say an interesting first race of the championship.
Definitely went a bit crazy there with that situation.
And right now I'm I'm reading because I I didn't read the chat all race because yeah, I really couldn't. I wasn't able with all of the things that were happening on track. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Thank you, João Nascimento. Thank you, Sérgio Duarte. Thank you, João Reis. So we had, thank you, Elvis Reis. Thank you, Faria. Thank you, everyone. And sorry for the technical difficulties. We're going to work very hard on solving them. I don't know if it was my PC or what happened. I might do a trial run for another before the next race, which is next week. Or is it next week?
It's to be decided. I think it depends how many of the guys are involved in Bathurst, and we will have to discuss with the team, with the drivers, and see if they want to postpone by a week to focus on Bathurst or not.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
That's the problem with trying to host a championship. You've got so many other leagues going on and special events and iRacing official events. To try and fit yours in around everyone is quite difficult.
Oh, very difficult. And one of those championships is going to be, and we're going to announce right now, the I Endurance Championship. The I Endurance Championship, the registrations are going to be opened, we hope tomorrow. If not tomorrow, Monday. They're going to start. So if you're interested in coming and doing some endurance racing, we'll have a very nice championship for you, and it's going to be streamed live, broadcasted right on the eSim Racing channel.
I think we might have Jay Becker imminently, if you want to still chat with the race winner.
Oh, definitely. I want to chat with them. Hello, Mr. Jay Becker. How are you? How did the race go on for you?
Oh, hi. Thanks for having me.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, the race was pretty good. Yeah.
You had it under control, didn't you?
Yeah, I didn't put too much practice in, but I mean, it seemed easy enough, so just went ahead with it.
Point and spurt.
Yeah, no, like on the first lap, I didn't see what had happened exactly.
Chaos.
Chaos.
I almost lost it in the second variante, and then I seen it was just crazy behind me. But yeah, I just took off from there.
No, you drove well, mate. You did well. Solid drive.
Thank you.
Solid, and congratulations for the win on the first round of the TWR Championship. Yeah, it was very nice. We actually couldn't see very much of the incident because there was so many incidents that our software just decided to not work. So yeah,
Oh no.
technical difficulties. So we had very many incidents on that one. So we hope we don't have many pileups in the rest of the rounds. So congratulations again, and we hope you to see in all of the races. We still not sure. We're going to talk with all of the drivers to see who's doing Bathurst and if it's worth to postpone the race or not. But yeah, we're excited to see what you can bring to the table in the rest of the races.
Series.
Yeah, and the
Yeah,
series.
for sure. I definitely look forward to the upcoming races. Can't remember what we got coming up next week.
To be honest, neither do I.
Everyone's got.
Everyone was
Imola.
concentrating. So Imola, yeah, it's Imola.
No, it's not Imola. It's not Hockenheim, Nürburgring.
Nürburgring. Yeah, Nürburgring.
Nürburgring Streck.
Gotcha.
So
Yeah, no, definitely look forward to. I mean, all the weeks, obviously, but yeah,
cool.
just having a good time, really. So getting some good LMDH experience.
Yeah, let's keep that one going. Thank you for coming and chatting with us, and we'll see you next time.
Oh yeah, thanks for having me.
Bye.
Good man. Cheers.
Cheers. So yeah, that was our first race. Again, we promised that we'll make a video relating what happened on that first lap on the exit of Ascari. We're going to post it, and we're going to give Paulo Honorato for him to post on the eSim Racing channel if he wants. If not, we'll link it. Join us on the next race here on eSim Racing. Thank you for our partners, which are eSim Racing and Paulo and the Racing Nerve channel as well. And they are going to be the ones that are going to analyze all of that mayhem from lap 1. So I do not envy their job for the next couple of days. So yeah, join us for the next race, and we hope to see you. Bye.
Bye.